Well, welcome back to another show. We're all in our places. Woohoo! I don't know what that was. But so again, taking a cue from the last show, I just wanted to kind of go off the cuff because I'm in that kind of mood.
Okay,
I feel like it's my show. I can do that,
I
right?
see you pretty
Excuse
in
me.
pink. Pretty in pink.
This is actually red. Okay.
What?
Just so you know. Mm-hmm.
Your suit is not red.
It's red if I say it is. It's red, but you know, I'm just kidding. Nah, it's pink. Anyway, so I had an interesting conversation with one of my friends after I read an article about this dude who, why do I look like a nun?
What?
Oh, it ain't that kind of show. Wait a minute, zip that up. I was trying to, this little nice jacket somebody gave me, but it's covering.
Okay.
I don't want it to be so closed. You know what I mean? Like up top.
Okay. She wants to be sexy.
I don't want to be sexy, but I don't want to be. So you tell somebody to loosen up, they always go overboard. Anyway, how many kids are too many?
Oh, is that an actual?
No, it's a question that I'm just kind of throwing out to the listeners and just people who are watching. Curious, like how many children, not for you to have, but when you're considering dating somebody.
Oh.
Like how many children, or marrying them for that matter. Is there a limit to the number of children that the guy can have? I mean, conversely, a guy could say the same thing. I won't date a chick who's got 3 kids or 4 kids. Yeah. Should it even be considered? Should it be part of the question that you consider when you're thinking about a long-term relationship with someone? Listen, in the past 2 weeks, I've read about Nick Cannon having 45 kids now. I'm exaggerating. You know, this other guy, what's his name? Young NBA or something like that. I don't know. He apparently has 9 kids too. And then I read a story 3 days ago that said this guy admitted to having something like 30 children.
Damn.
Now,
how many baby mothers?
I don't remember. By the way, I'm slightly offended by that terminology.
How many mother of his child?
Let me just let that go.
I was trying to fix it.
Anyway, well, you should have just left it alone because you didn't fix it. You made it worse. No, but I just, I don't know. I mean, I would say, I will go on record and saying that I would have a slight reservation about dating a guy who had a newborn.
Agreed. Damn.
I would have some reservations about that. Yeah. Doesn't mean I wouldn't, because, you know, it's a ton of things that could have happened. Could have been a one-night stand. Could have been they dated and then it didn't work out and maybe they haven't been together for 8 months. I just think it's a setup for disaster.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. And of course, you never say never because, you know, I've never been in that situation. I don't know what I would do should I be in that situation, but I can certainly tell you one thing. If I were in a situation where a dude had 30 kids, the answer is no. You make bad decisions already. So I know every decision that you make with me will also be a bad one.
Well, how about if like he gets along with all? How about if he only has three people that have 10 kids each, and
3 mothers?
Yeah, and they all get along really good.
There's nothing left for me. You have 30 kids that you have to divvy up your time with already. Where's my time? Where's the money for me outside of the money that I am bringing in? Because you got child support for 30 children. There goes your life. Right. It's like, there's no room for me for that. I just no. That's a hard no for me. It's a hard pass.
To have 10 more with the.
And you know what? God bless him. I'm not that girl. It would not be with me. You could date a dude who had 30 kids?
No, first of all, my rule used to be 0.
Well, you can't say 0 and be 50.
No, I say I used to be.
Yeah,
I said it used to be the kid. However, now I consider maybe 1 or 2. But I have rules.
What are they?
I want no baby mama drama. So you have to have an extremely great relationship with the mother of your child.
How's that? Wait a minute. How can you negotiate that? Because listen now, think about that. You can be the most amenable person and the other person can be the one who is giving all the static for whatever reason. Maybe she wants you back. Maybe no matter what you do or say, she's never going to be satisfied. So now you're automatically going to have drama because she's unhappy. And you could not contribute to that drama.
I don't want anybody that's somebody
unfair.
else wants you back.
Oh.
I would prefer, I don't know because I haven't been in that situation yet, but I would ideally like for the person who you have a child with to have moved on and preferably have either be with somebody else or married.
That's a lot to ask. That's a big ask. Because think about this. No. I heard you when you said your hard and fast rule was 0 kids. Right. And now you've changed and you're saying you're okay with a kid or 2, but it comes with stipulations. One of which is no drama from the mother. And what I'm saying is, how do you control that? Because I do believe there are a lot of men out there who try to have a good relationship with their child and the mother of their child, but are not always successful through no fault of their own. So what you're saying is you're going to hold that guy responsible for her actions. So then you have to also look at it through the lens of, what if the same were with you? Maybe no kids though, but you had dated a guy who he had not gotten over you. And now you're trying to move on. And this guy is like, I got a hard rule. Right. If you got some drama with this dude, can't mess with you.
I would say though that they must be in their child's life. And
for sure. Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I must have a great relationship at least with their child.
I'm 100% with you on that. Well, as much as they can.
And also they have to also want more kids.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The last 2. The first one I'm not gonna ride with you on that one. You're on the car by yourself.
Well, I've just through experiences with friends, there's been so many crazy things that people have experienced, or they have been the crazy baby. So it's
that I can understand. I think it's so unfair, and you're right. I think you have the right to determine what you will put up with, and it might be unfortunate that you miss out on what could have been a great relationship or what could have been your one true love. Soulmate. I don't know. I don't believe in that soulmate stuff and the one true love stuff anyway, but I think it is unfortunate that you would have to pay for the sins of another. Being the other person, meaning if this guy was really into you and he was dope, he had a good job and he was handsome and he was good to you, and you were like, yeah, but your ex, I don't want to put up with her drama. He's like, yo, but I do right by her. We have joint custody. I pick my kid up when I'm supposed to. I spend all the time with him. I pay my child support and then some. I take great care of him. We have a loving relationship. She wants me back and I don't want her.
Damn it, Jasmine.
I'm just, listen, I just gotta throw it out there.
So at least they have to be honest about that. They have, I don't want no surprises. I need you to tell me how you're the mother of your child is. I need you to be like, oh, she look crazy. Or she still likes me. She still wants to be with me. I just don't want to be surprised and somebody's at my door trying to fight me. Feel me?
Yeah, no, I get it. My only disconnect from what you were saying was it's a hard rule for you that you would hold a guy responsible for the actions of his ex. I think that's hard to do because a lot of times you can't control what other people do.
And you're absolutely right. And like I said, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. I'm just speaking from something
we
that
know
I
you
would
dated somebody with 5 crazy chicks as the mother of the children.
No, that's what I'm saying. I haven't even dated dudes who have kids.
I haven't. Have I dated some? I have. Once. I dated one guy who had a child. I'm trying to remember if I dated anybody else who's had children. Not that I can think of. just one person, he who shall not be named. We don't call his name. It's like we don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about this dude.
No, slept with us.
But he had, oh, well, damn, slut puppy. Tell us the story. What happened? She done slept with the whole Lower East Side. Damn, Lena.
Damn.
Wow, she laying it low and wide.
My mind, I could count my fingers.
Huh?
My body count, I could count it with my fingers.
Okay. I think body count is such a dumb conversation.
It is. It is.
It's nothing to brag on whether you have a high number or a low number. I just don't think it's bragging rights. Because you could look at it either way. You could look at it like, you must be terrible in bed because you have no experience. And I'm not saying that is the truth, but I'm saying there are several ways to look at it. Or you could look at it like, oh, she's a woman of virtue, or she's a good catch because she hasn't been, ran through a lot. There's a lot of ways you could look at it depending on where you sit.
But anyways, back to you and the person.
She want to get off that quick.
The person you dated who had children.
Well, no, I did. I dated this one guy, and he had a little girl. I didn't have any issues. I really wasn't that vested in the relationship anyway. I met the daughter. She was very nice. Oh, that's not true. I dated two people who had a child. Two girls.
Look at you trying to take.
Well, no. I had to think about it. It's been so long since I've dated that I have to think back. Oh, I didn't say had sex. I said dated. But one, I met both of them, both of the children. One I had a great relationship with. He had a terrible relationship with her mother.
Okay. And
that's why I said, you try as you might. And he's an excellent father. Like, oh my God, he's an amazing dad and an amazing, wonderful, wonderful guy. Just wasn't the guy for me, but an amazing guy. And I could not see someone holding the actions of the mother of his children against him because he couldn't control her. She was batshit crazy. Like she was like nuts. And I'm like, oh my God, first of all, be careful with who you sleep with and have children with because, my God, you're stuck with him for 18 years or more.
18 years had you for 18 years. Kanye said it best.
Yeah, but Kanye said, the government now says 25. So, yeah. But yeah, I think it would be wrong for any woman who now dates him to say, I'm going to hold you responsible for what she does. You can't do people like that. It's unfair. It's not fair. The second person that I dated that also had a daughter, I met her. And there was no drama. There would be some drama every now and then, but it was always because he was a workaholic. And so a lot of times he was not only not there for me, he wasn't there for his daughter or for the needs or whatever she was asking for. He never fell short on taking care of her financially, but soccer games, recitals and things like that he would sometimes miss because he had business meetings and he thought they were far more important because he wanted to pay for this private school she was going to. So I understood it, but I felt like it's none of my business. I don't want to get in the middle. And then, of course, by that time, I really wasn't vested in the relationship. So I was like, fuck it. I don't care what he does.
And that's why he is he who should not be named.
Correct. But I will say I would have a hard time dating a guy who had a lot of kids. Now, you could have probably two. And truth be told, I would prefer now with where I am in this stage of my life, I would like to date someone who's been married before.
Why?
Because he knows what he's getting into. He's seen this side of the coin and he's like, you know what? I'm willing to try that shit again. Instead of walking into it like me and most women with rose-colored glasses of every day is going to be Sunday and it's always going to be the honeymoon and he's always going to feed me breakfast in bed and, the sex is always going to be great and we're going to get along and we'll live happily ever after. That's some bullshit, right? From what I heard, I've never been married, but from what I hear, they say marriage is very hard. It's a lot of work every single day.
I mean, think about being with somebody for the rest of your life.
Correct. Well, you could think about it again, but actually doing it, could you do it? It's hard to say because right now you can say, oh my God, I'm going to love him until I die. Then 10 years in, you're like, oh, I could just find a razor blade around this bitch so I can slice him up. But yeah, I would prefer it because I think that he would have seen what it's like and experienced what it's like to be in a relationship, the ups, the downs, all of that, and say, I could do that. I love being in love, or I want to be married.
Right.
I want to have, a ball and chain. I mean, that's what I want.
That makes sense.
As opposed to somebody like myself, having never been married, I'm going to go into it with what I think it's going to be like.
Will you live in different places even if you guys were married?
No. Different places as in different states?
No, not different states, like different homes. Like you have your crib, he has his crib. But you guys were married.
I would give it strong consideration. I would give it strong consideration because I've read several studies that say relationships that are built that way last longer.
Okay.
Which would explain, if you think about it, why back in the day, at least before my parents' time, they didn't sleep in the same bed.
Now, how about not sleeping in the same bed, but living in the same house?
I would like that.
Be like, yo, what's that?
Because if he snores, I got to have some sleep. So all that in and out shit, stop it. You wake up, your throat is dry as shit. Like you've been slept with your mouth open all night. I can't take that.
You like to cuddle?
I don't.
Oh, shit.
I'll cuddle for a little while and then just move. Like, because I need to be able to sleep in peace and comfort. Now, to know that you're there would bring me such joy. So if some shit pop off in the night, I know I got you, right? No, but I don't mind cuddling. I'm not much of a cuddle all night person. Like we've cuddled for a little while. This has been amazing. Now move over. Because I like to sleep in a certain position. And I don't, if your arm is under my neck and I wake up and now I got a crick in my neck and stuff like that. So yeah. And then of course, people, like I said, who snore or who rub their feet together like they're trying to light a fire. That shit right there drives me crazy. Like, what the fuck? Are we in the woods? I can't take that. I got little hangups like that. So I think it best that we sleep in separate beds or have separate rooms so that if we want to, we could sleep in separate rooms or decide to spend the night together.
Can you summons the king to the queen's quarter? That's what it was.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Did you just check out on me? But yeah, I mean, just me. I mean, but everybody's not like that. And I think different strokes for different folks.
Word up.
I mean, would you be mad if your husband said, hey, I'd prefer if we slept? Because your ass can snore. So if you get with a dude who doesn't snore, man.
Listen, first of all, I'm trying to fix that.
No, I know. And I'm not saying it to be critical. I promise I'm not, but I'm saying you could get with a dude and he's like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. And then y'all, do the dirty. And in the middle of the night, he's like, what the fuck? There's a fire alarm going off in here. No, that's her snoring.
I'll make sure he go to sleep first. No, but
this doesn't matter. We've traveled before and I've gone to sleep first. And I'm waking up like, someone has released the Kraken. I'm like, nope, that's Lena snoring. Like, man, it's loud. It's jarring. And so, he may say, I got to get up early and I can't sleep because you snore. Like, do you mind would your feelings be hurt?
No, I'll be fine.
Yeah, because at least
you cuddle time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You cuddle or, What's with cuddling though? I don't understand it. Break it down for me.
It's connection. Feels good. Yeah. Snuggly. Warm.
It's like a blanket. It's like, are you missing something in your life? Like, what the hell is
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the one missing something. I'm not saying. I just always wondered what's up with the cuddle. Like, what is that? Like,
it just wants a connection.
It's so uncomfortable. Somebody's arm is gonna be placed wrong. The legs gonna be all jacked up, and you got a crook in your back, and your neck hurts, and because you can't get comfortable.
It's like a live teddy bear.
Sometimes I wonder why I have these conversations with you.
I was just saying, I like to sleep with like a stuffed animal.
I do too, but they don't have bones.
Yeah.
So they're pliable. They move around. I can lay my head on it and it sinks in and it gives. Have you ever laid on, I'm sure you've laid on a man's chest. It don't give. Or does it? Depending on if you dated somebody who's fluffy, right? Right. See, so I'm saying you lay on it and it just like rock hard. So it's like your head doesn't sink in. It's up. And you're like, this is uncomfortable. Then you're trying to breathe and y'all breathing at the same time, breathing each other's airs. Like, what the hell is happening? It's hot air that I'm breathing. What's up with this? Where's the fresh air around here? I mean, I get it. Like, that's what I said, I'm okay with it for a little bit, but I am one of those people that I'm going to need a little space.
That's good.
I'm not being apologetic about it. I'm being honest. I am honest about who I am. I know what. I'm not going to say they're faults. They're just who I am. I'm honest about it. Now, what would be faulty would be if I didn't say that and I pretended to like to cuddle when I know I don't.
Right. No, that would be terrible.
That would be terrible. I would. But that's why I'd be okay with, I have my sleeping quarters and you have yours. And we kick it all day. We have a wonderful time on the weekend because if we kick it all day, somebody ain't working. That's a problem. But we have we have dinner together. We have date night. We do all of that. We don't have to schedule sex. It can happen all over the house. I don't care when, no rhyme or reason to it. And, we can cuddle for like a hot second. And then I want to go get myself freshened up and get in the bed and lay down and not be bothered.
It's a hot second.
I don't know. I haven't really timed it. I wouldn't do that. The guy would feel mad uncomfortable. Like, why are you looking at your watch? I'm timing you so I can see.
It's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, like it's not like that. It's just, I think once
So will you sleep
and most
over
of the time with the guys that I've dated in the past and I've slept at their homes or they slept at mine, we start cuddling and inevitably when I wake up in the morning, I'm on one side of the bed and he's on the other. Tell me that hasn't happened to you.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the same thing as sleeping in your own room. So I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm not saying I would demand it. And I don't, if he would demand, ain't nobody going to demand nothing around here in a relationship. We're going to have conversations and meet in the middle. And sometimes that middle
compromise
might be like a door. But I'm saying it's just true. But I think that's fine. I think you do whatever you can to make your relationship work. My grandparents were married for 70 years. They didn't sleep in the same bed. Or the same room.
I think a lot of people in like the 30s.
But that's what I'm saying. And my grandparents had 12 kids.
Well,
So clearly they were having sex. I don't know if they were supremely happy, but they stayed together. And there was something to that. I think there's something to having your own space.
Perhaps. Or you could get a king bed.
I don't think that's going to help. We got a California king.
Customized king bed, like huge. I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
You really are. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What?
So, but would you sleep over sometimes? Like, okay, I'm sleeping over today in your quarters.
What?
Would you sleep over sometimes?
It's not like we wouldn't live together.
No, I'm saying.
So I'm saying
in the room.
Well, yeah, I think we should have. What I'm saying is we should have a master bedroom, but it actually belongs to me. No, I think there should be a communal room. Like this is our bedroom. We share this together. But I would also like for us to have an additional room
where he sleeps.
He could sleep there, or I might sleep there.
Gotcha.
Just depends.
Okay.
I mean,
whatever works.
Just how I feel. See, my dogs agree.
Yeah.
That's what would happen if he overstayed his welcome. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think that, I don't know. I mean, obviously I want to have a big house, first of all. But we could have a master bedroom where we share everything. But then I think it's important, personally, that one of the problems in relationships that I see is that when man or woman enter into a relationship, or woman and woman, man and man, however you look at it, one person seemingly gets lost in the other. And they have absolutely no life of their own because everything is all about the other person.
Right.
And then when that person leaves, or if they break up, that person feels as though something was stolen from them because they say things like, I gave my whole life to them. Why?
Right. Well,
I gave my best years, or, I gave him or her everything. Well, why would you do that? I would never do that. I would want it to be an equal partnership. We're both giving so that if we split up, we both lost something.
Right. No, I agree with that.
So I think I don't want to lose myself ever in anybody. I don't want to. I don't want to find myself in somebody. I want to come into a relationship already whole, already knowing who I am, and I want to stay or have bits of that person stay. I understand that when you get into a relationship that you do have to give and you have to sacrifice. I'm okay with that. I just don't want to sacrifice the whole of my being. So I think that there are things in the house that it all belongs to us, right? But there's an area that's mine. I'm not going to have a she shed. And I don't want him to have a man cave. I think you can call it whatever you want to, but I think there should be a place where there are things in there that are mine. And, you know, I'm very fastidious and I like things to be in their place, right? So I would want a place where all of the stuff in there belongs to me. He's more than welcome to enter, just like I'm more than welcome to enter his space. But ultimately, it's mine. And so I can have my alone time. I can read. I can play. I can watch cartoons. I can do whatever the hell it is I do when I'm by myself. You know, but I think we also have the area where it belongs to he and I. And that's where the lovemaking would occur.
Lovemaking.
That's what the lovemaking would occur. Well, that's what we would come together and, you know, hang out. We'd sleep together there sometimes, just whatever. I wouldn't want to put it in stone.
Right.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we sleep in the master bedroom. Tuesday, Thursday, we go our separate quarters. Saturday, Sunday, it's a toss-up. I don't want to do that.
It just happens organically.
Yeah, absolutely. I might be in a mood where maybe I'm depressed. I'm thinking about, you know, family members that I've lost. And he's like, I'm so sick and tired of you crying and shit. Go to your room. Cool. I could do that.
Okay.
Did you say it was cool or cruel?
No, I said you don't cry.
That's another show. But the point is, I think it's important that you maintain some sense of self when you go into a relationship. And I think whatever works for you, works for you. So should that be you live in separate quarters, which I'm not sure I would agree with on that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what works for you. For me, I would feel like, what's the point of getting married if you're not going to be together? Where at least in my version of things, you're together under the same roof, but you have your space. That way I ain't on your nerves. You ain't on my nerves, because that's going to happen anyway. But not as bad as it could be if every time I go in the bedroom, you're in the bedroom. Damn.
Why are you here?
And when I have to believe that in a relationship, you're going to feel that way sometimes. So wouldn't it be nice to be like, I'm just going to go to my room.
Right.
Where everything in there belongs to me. It came from my life before him. Yeah. I can get on the phone and kick my legs up and start talking shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just my own personal space.
I agree.
I just don't want to be in the backyard in a she shed. That's the dumbest shit ever. He's going to send me to the back outside. I don't think so.
Well, you go across the street.
What? See, sometimes when she starts talking too fast, she gets lost. She just make up shit. She will say anything. But anyway, I don't even know how we ended up devolved into that from the number of children. But I would imagine if you were a dude who got a lot of kids, you going to want a she shed in the back.
Your 30 kids are here?
Something. No, that ain't going to happen. But either way, I'd be happy to marry a guy who'd been divorced and probably already had 2 or 3 kids. You know, I'd be fine with that as long as they were not babies. I'd like to adopt a baby.
Yesterday? No, you asked. When do you break up with the person? Yesterday?
Yeah, well, if they broke up with them yesterday, okay, clearly that's Bella, that's my cue that the show is over. Here's the 30 kids and your she shed.
Right.
See you guys next time. Oh, don't forget to follow us. Or follow me.
Yes.
And follow the podcast. Don't tell me to shut up. Yes. It's on social media. I don't know where it is, but I'm sure you can find it.
So you can hear her on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeart. Actually, that's not true.
And the she shed. Thank you. Did you just... And the she shed. Thank you.